Good, y'all. Shakur Stevenson calls out Teofimo Lopez on Twitter for a fight. This is what Shakur had to say. I seen you say you want to fight me at Teofimo Lopez. What's stopping it from happening next? And this ain't no bluff. Let's make boxing great again, little Teo. So Teofimo Lopez responds and says, I'm going to repeat this. Like I said to Barboza, be careful what you ask for. And then he puts the shrug emoji. Shakur Stevenson responds and says, you know damn well this ain't no Barboza over here, but fuck the talk. Let's get this paperwork going. Teofimo Lopez responds and says, burr, 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 burr. Okay, Shakur Stevenson, her loss. And then he adds Jay Prince and adds Drake. He's saying that because Shakur Stevenson is managed by Jay Prince, right? So that was a funny reply from Teofimo Lopez. Now, what's interesting about this is Shakur Stevenson fights at 135 pounds. Teofimo Lopez fights at 140. I have heard that Teofimo Lopez is planning on moving up to 147. But I don't know if that's going to happen, man. So I'm expecting this fight to happen at 140. And listen, man, my whole thing is this, y'all. If Teofimo Lopez ducked Devin Haney, right? Because we found out that Teofimo Lopez, first, he verbally agreed to fight Devin Haney, and then he went back on his word and told Turkey Al-Sheikh he doesn't want to fight Devin Haney. Now, Teo claims that the reason why he didn't want to fight Devin Haney is because he was promised a Jerron Boots Ennis fight. Jerron Boots Ennis turned that fight down, moved up to 154, and when Turkey Al-Sheikh offered him the Devin Haney fight, he basically said that he's going to pay Teo less for Devin Haney than what he was going to pay for Jerron Boots Ennis. So I believe he was offered $11 million for Jerron Boots Ennis. And then after Boots pulled out the pretty much say he didn't want to fight him, he was offered $8 million to fight Devin Haney, right? So Teo said he didn't want to do it, right? So now Devin Haney is fighting Brian Norman Jr. So if Teo didn't fight Devin Haney, why would we believe that Teo would fight Shakur Stevenson, right? Like, I think everybody would agree that Shakur Stevenson is a more skillful boxer than Devin Haney. He has better defense. I would say right now, right, skill-wise, Shakur Stevenson seems to be a better all-around fighter than Devin Haney, right? Like, Devin Haney took a lot of damage in that Ryan Garcia fight. His fight against Jose Ramirez, he seemed very scared to get hit. He was running around the ring. Pretty much for all 12 rounds, he pretty much won the fight by just hitting and moving around the ring. And listen, it's a good fight. I want to see it, but I just don't believe that Teofimo Lopez is going to do this, man. Like, Teofimo Lopez just has a habit of pulling out of very competitive fights. You know, he was supposed to fight. Listen, I'll give him this, right? He did offer Subriel Matias a fight, and supposedly Subriel Matias turned it down because Subriel Matias was dealing with an injury at the time, right? But then Subriel Matias came back from the injury, and when it was time to make the fight, Teo pretty much turned it down because he didn't want the fight to be with Top Rank on the pay-per-view, because he didn't believe that him and Matias could hit a certain pay-per-view number to make sure that both fighters got paid well. You know what I'm saying? So he basically was trying to say that Subriel Matias isn't a big enough star to fight. That's basically why Teo didn't take the fight the second time. You know what I'm saying? But just a week or two ago, Subriel Matias just smacked Teofimo Lopez on his glasses he was wearing. He just smacked him. You know what I'm saying? So you got Subriel Matias that's calling out Teo. You got Richardson Hitchens that just beat George Kambosos. He called out Teo face-to-face. And now you got Shakur Stevenson. So, Teo, you got three options right now, bro. You could fight Subriel Matias. Now, Subriel Matias does have a mandatory that he has to fight. Turkey Al-Sheikh came into the ring and cut off his post-fight speech and basically told Matias, you're going to fight this mandatory. But Richardson Hitchens and Shakur, those are the two options for you right now. Me personally, bro, I think Teo's going to fight Richardson Hitchens. I think it's an easier fight for Teo. I think that is less problems for Teo fighting Hitchens. And I can see Teo beating Richardson Hitchens, but it's still a close fight, man. I would give the edge to Teo, but I know for a fact Teofimo Lopez rather fight Richardson Hitchens than Shakur Stevenson, bro. Especially after Shakur Stevenson just put on a masterclass performance against William Cepeda who has broken records for throwing the most punches in a round. Like, Shakur's just showed that he's on another level in his most recent fight, man. But this would be a good fight for Shakur. You coming off the momentum of Zepeda, where everybody thinks that this was your best performance, and then you take a fight with Teofimo Lopez at 140. And if they fight, bro, this fight got to be for the belt. Can you guys imagine if Shakur moved up to 140 and took that belt from Teo, bro? That'd be incredible, man. You understand what I'm saying? So I hope we get it, man. Like, when it comes to Teo, bro, I just don't believe anything he says, man. Guys, how many times have we seen Teo say that he would fight Devin Haney on Twitter, and then when it's time to make the fight, he doesn't make the fight happen? You understand what I'm saying? I don't see Teo fighting Shakur, bro. I just don't see it happening, bro. And plus, Shakur, you got so many other fighters that you could fight at 135, bro. Like, I want to see Shakur fight Floyd Schofield. That's what I want to see next. We know we're not going to get the Shakur and Tank fight because Tank is dealing with legal issues. He just got arrested again for domestic violence. And it's looking like Gervonta Davis is in the process of pulling out of his fight with Lamont Roach. We were supposed to get that rematch. We haven't even heard a date for that. It's looking like that fight's not happening. So at this point, it's safe to say that Gervonta Davis is probably retiring. You understand what I'm saying? So let's get it next, man. Let's get Teo versus Shakur. I don't care if they do it at a catch weight. I don't care if they do it at 140. I want to see it, man. I think this is easy work for Shakur Stevenson. Do I think it'll be Shakur Stevenson's toughest fight? Based off of Teo's resume, yes. Because Teo had a dominant win against Josh Taylor. He had a dominant win against Lomachenko. And he had a dominant win against Arnold Barboza. So we do have to give respect to Teo. But if we're being honest, stylistically, I think William Zepeda is a tougher fight than Teofimo Lopez. But we do got to give credit. And we would have to say that if Shakur was to fight Teo, it would be his biggest fight name-wise, resume-wise. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if Shakur was to beat Teo, Shakur is solidified, right? He's a solidified star after that, based off of Teofimo Lopez's record. So let me know what y'all think about this, man. Do you guys want to see this fight? Let me know in the comment section. It's your boy Wavy. Stay Wavy TV. I'm out.